Hey everybody, this is James here. Can you guys see my screen and hear me okay? If you can. Okay, seeing a bunch of yeses. So do you see a picture, the big picture of a lady with a kind of a messed up eye? Okay, all these yeses. First of all, thank you so much everybody for coming on here tonight. I don't do a lot of presentations like this, but and Jeremy, are you there?
Hey, yeah, I'm here.
Awesome, Jeremy.
How's it going,
Jeremy,
everybody?
we're doing great, and thanks again. And guys, I'm going to try and make this not a typical presentation because I'm super excited about this. And usually I just do everything kind of off the cuff, and I'm going to try and do slides, but I'm also going to talk my way at the same time because I hate it when people just read off slides. Um, so we've got people still pouring in. I'm going to do the typical where's everybody from. I always like to see that. Okay, Arizona, Scotland, Missouri, Philadelphia, Tokyo. Wow. Myrtle Beach, Michigan, Colorado, Oregon, Texas, UK, Wales, Connecticut, Colorado, Israel, Long Island. The list goes on and on. Edmonton,
There are a
Ecuador.
lot of people on this call. Wow, look at
Guys,
that.
I gotta
From
tell you,
everywhere.
I'm really, when people do presentations like this, they don't usually get that many people live anymore. So many people look for replays. So to have this many people on here is absolutely incredible. So, all right, let's get down to it. And when I first went through this presentation, I was like super quick. So this is not going to be crazy long for you guys, okay? So hopefully I can keep your attention. This is nuts what I'm going to show you today. Now, Jeremy, how long do you think I've been talking to you about what I'm going to talk about today?
Just so you all know, he has been pestering me with this for, I don't know, maybe 6 months at least.
Okay, something like
For a
that.
while now.
Long time, guys, okay? But now it's all come to a head, and you guys are going to just be blown away with what's possible here. Okay, so AI revolution. So first of all, what does AI stand for? Um, gosh, I'm so nervous. I forget. I almost forgot what AI stands for. That's not a good sign, Jeremy. All right, AI, artificial intelligence. All right, let's go to the next slide here. So this is going to date yourself if you guys remember this. If you don't know this, it's okay. All right. Does anyone know what this is? Anyone? Okay, so people are a lot of people saying, oh, wow, I'm surprised at how many people know about this. So this is called Knight Rider. It was a show. I remember watching this as a kid. That's David Hasselhoff. For anyone from Germany, I'm sure you're very excited to see David Hasselhoff on there. This is going to make more sense what I'm going to talk about in a second. So that's the man right there in his car. So this was a show from the 1980s called Knight Rider, where the car could speak and interact with you. So anyone that saw that show will remember KITT. Okay, KITT was the name. I see all of you guys writing KITT. And that was the KITT interacted with him throughout the show. And at the time, that was absolutely nuts for that to envision that. Okay. Now, for most people, this was thought of as silly science fiction, but today, science fiction meets reality. So, you mean artificial intelligence? Yes. Now that's a big buzzword, but very soon I'm going to get very specific in terms of my focus and your focus in terms of artificial intelligence. All right, so you may be thinking to yourself, I'm not a rocket scientist. I know I'm not. How am I supposed to dominate artificial intelligence? Isn't that for techie people? Guess what? You don't have to be. The big thing is you have to know what to do. And trust me, I struggled with this for a long time, for almost 6 months. What you're about to discover is an insane new way to interact with millions of people all over the world in a brand new way without any prior knowledge, experience, and most importantly, technical ability. Okay? So the biggest thing people are going to be nervous about is, do I have to be technical? And the answer is no. No. And we're kind of sticking it to those techies because Most of the people in this game are completely tech guys and women, but no longer. All right, it's so simple. I met a father and a 7-year-old online that are dominating this. So when I wrote those emails talking about a 7-year-old, I was not lying. I was not lying. And in fact, I have two sons. I have a 9-year-old and a 4-year-old, and the 9-year-old I now have doing this. I also met a 72-year-old gentleman who's simply crushing it with this truly disruptive technology. So I wanted to show that this runs the gambit. It seems kind of not real when I'm telling you a 7-year-old is doing this. When I mention a 72-year-old, it is what it is. Sometimes, a lot of my customers are, I'm getting older now, I'm 40, and we're all different ages, but a lot of my customers are, 50, 60, 70, 80 years old. And there's sometimes that hesitant, well, I'm older, so therefore whatever. There's anyone, when I say anyone could do this, anyone. So literally anyone can do this. So hopefully we have, the range here. So here's me. If you don't know who I am, pretty much everyone on the call probably knows me. So there's me at Disney World with my "I'm just here to pay for everything" shirt. I don't know if you guys find that funny. I thought that was pretty funny for wearing that. You wouldn't. You'd be surprised. I'm talking. I was a star at Disney World. I was walking by, and not everybody came up to me, but everybody was like, you could see them kind of looking to the side, like, look at this guy with his shirt. And people walk by and they'd be like, yeah, I know that's right. They just, because I enjoyed it. I'm there for my kids, but that's kind of how it felt anyway. So that's me.
I kind of want that. I kind of want that shirt. It's pretty cool.
So, all right. So that's me. I'm James Renouf. I've been online for over 8 years now. Started off very humble beginnings, selling things out of my garage on Craigslist, if anyone remembers Craigslist back in the day. And then over the years, so I took what I did on Craigslist. I made my first information product, which got me an infomercial. And I've since been a super affiliate. I've been an author. I've been a top selling internet marketer. Okay. But enough about how great I am. I hate when people go on and on about themselves. I've run the gambit in terms of ideas and strategies. So for those of you that know me, that's kind of what I do is I come up with new stuff. I pride myself on being there before everyone else. And in a sense to my own detriment, because people have made a lot more money off of my ideas. But I enjoy being like, look, I was the first one to come out with cryptocurrency products, the first one on retargeting and a bunch of other things. This is crazy. All right, so let me be clear. I've never seen a better opportunity, and I'm not joking when I say that, for people to have access to millions of people with no advertising cost whatsoever. So completely free. Am I getting you guys hyped yet? Can you tell I'm hyped? Okay, you guys liking the flow of this? I'm going to get there. All right. So not only do you get access to millions of people, but passionate people. That's the key. Passionate people. And you'll see why. All right. So right now, we're not talking about Uber, by the way, but right now we're living in a world where the biggest taxi company doesn't own any taxis. Pretty crazy when you think about it. The biggest hotel company doesn't own any hotels. So disruptive technology is coming out left and right. We are literally to the point where our refrigerators and washing machines have Wi-Fi connections. That is my refrigerator on the right-hand side, if you can believe that. So I'm a big guy. I don't know if I should be spending more time in front of the refrigerator, but I can like look inside my fridge. I can play with the tablet and,
that
play
is
music.
Just an insane freaking refrigerator right there, dude. It's like you've got this giant Android phone in your fridge. Oh,
yeah, and it tells me the weather, and I've got pictures on there. It's insane. And my wife's anyway. So yeah, that's my refrigerator. But the point is, this is where we're going, right? Like I said, washer and dryers have Wi-Fi connections now, and I'm being serious with that. Oops. Okay. So the world is changing rapidly, as we all know. We are to the point where, guys, we're almost halfway maxed out of the GoToWebinar, so that's pretty nuts. So thank you, everybody. We are to the point where computers are becoming smarter than us, and I mean that in the best way, and our lives are becoming, in many ways, easier every day. Sometimes it's hard to think that way, but even the poor are living better than kings from 100 years ago. And now I wasn't really sure if I should have this slide, but okay, I have a guy with a laptop as a homeless person. Of course, I feel for homeless people, but the point that I'm trying to make is, even what we would consider poor in most developed countries, most people now have running water. In terms of first world countries, they have indoor plumbing. They're fed for the most part, and when you compare that to 100 years ago, we're just leaps and bounds ahead of where we were as a society.
Well, you got to think you've got in your pocket a device that can give you the access to all information and access to anybody in the world, you know, and so you just didn't have that back then. So in comparison, today, if you just have a cell phone in your hand, that's the only thing that you have, you're so much richer than anybody that has ever lived before you.
Exactly. And what I'm going to show you today is not about cell phones. It's even beyond that. So the pinnacle of this new reality is the fact that we can now interact with artificial intelligence. So if you see that slide, we're getting closer to what I'm going to break down. Using only our voice. Only our voice at this point. That is an absolute key. Only our voice. It doesn't get much simpler than that. You don't have to use your hands or lift anything. We can control the world around us just using our mouth. For example, I can turn on my television with my voice. I can make a call through my car with my voice. I can ask directions on my phone with my voice. Next, it'll be telepathy, the way we're going. My biggest epiphany was when I saw the following quotes from two people I pay major attention to online. Love or hate these guys, I pay attention to them, and this is what really got my mind focused when I saw these things. Okay, number one. Oh, excuse me. Okay, we'll get there. They were both talking about a new AI platform from Amazon known as Alexa. First off, we have Gary Vaynerchuk. Does everybody know who Gary Vaynerchuk is? Okay. This is what he said. Alexa has the potential to kill Google. Google's biggest concern in the world is Amazon. I think an amazing thing for entrepreneurs to build is a very strong voice device algorithm. Every home is going to be built with this. I don't think anybody who's an internet company can live without having a major voice strategy. Whoever is closest to the customer wins. I saw that and I was like, okay. Then I saw this from Mark Cuban. In my humble opinion, the easiest money right now for anyone 14 years or older is digging in to be an expert in Amazon Alexa. Can you guys hear me okay? Still? Okay. All right. So we've got Mark Cuban and we've got Gary Vaynerchuk all hot over this. So I'm like, all right, I gotta take a look at this. And this was months ago. So what did I do? I went ahead and I bought my first Alexa device because I didn't really understand it. And what it was this Echo Dot. And it was like a little hockey puck. That's what it is. That's how I refer to it. It's like a hockey puck. So I got it, started playing with it. I could interact with it, and it was pretty cool. I would ask it what the weather was and the scores of professional teams. And my kids started playing with it, and we had a lot of fun. it was pretty neat. So we'd say, Alexa, what's the weather? Alexa, what's the score of the hockey game? Things like that. That's how we initially started. To the point where I went to the next step and I bought an Amazon Echo. And that's the larger device. So it's a little bit larger, and the reason I bought it was because it was a larger speaker. So we kind of moved from there. So we started listening to music on it. And I have Amazon Music Unlimited, so we can ask for any song, play it, any genre, and it would play it just like that. So any song, I want this, it plays it. And my son even started to ask it to play fart noises. Hopefully that made you guys laugh, okay? All right, so my son started getting it to play fart noises, which was pretty annoying.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So I got in deeper, and I found out I can control my television with it. And I would ask it to play certain shows, and the Alexa would bring it right up on the TV, and you could fast forward and do all kinds of crazy things. And I started turning my lights on and off with it. So you can buy compatible light bulbs that you can make it whatever color you want. Now, this isn't my house, but just to prove the point, you could have that lamp and have it whatever color you want. And someone said I'm 0 for 3 on my funny jokes, okay? Maybe you won't laugh tonight. I'm sorry. All right. So I did this all with my voice. So it's crazy. Now I use it with other Echo devices to communicate. I understand I'm going a little bit overboard with it in terms of what I'm doing personally, but we have more than one Echo device in our house, so we can use it like a we can I forget the term you use, but we can talk through the Echo devices to each other. So if my sons are upstairs, I can call them downstairs. So I have a name for each Echo, and I just do a command, and it'll talk to them and say, "Hey, get downstairs," and they will. Then I started to get my extended family involved. So they all now have Echo devices, and we can call each other through the Echo devices. Now, let me just hold everybody's horses right here. Because a lot of you are like, do I need to buy a bunch of devices? And the answer is no. You do not have to buy any Echo devices. In this scenario, I'm the consumer. You don't have to be a consumer if you don't want to be, but I am deeply vested in this. So I'm not saying you have to like this technology. So a lot of people are like, I don't want one of those devices at all. It's just not their thing. That's fine. But you have to understand where the market's going with this. So you might say, there's no way in hell I want a device in my house because it's listening to me. If you've ever read 1984, the book, it reminds me of that, where the television was listening to you. And, Facebook just got in a bunch of trouble for all kinds of data leaks and stuff like that. But it is what it is. It's disruptive technology. You need to understand one of the biggest things you need to understand is that there's millions of people just like me that are going crazy over these devices. I mean, I just absolutely love these things. And now Alexa's going in cars, it's going everywhere. So you have to understand what's happening here. We are on the early stages, but it's rushing in. People are buying these things and interacting with them like crazy. So we've got a tidal wave coming. It's already started. So currently there's over 20 million Echo devices. There's actually more than that now, but they're selling these like hotcakes in all kinds of different forms. Like I said, the Echo Dot, the Echo, the larger one, and other devices. The beautiful part right now is that you have millions of people with these devices that you as a marketer or entrepreneur can use to your advantage. And like I said, you don't even need to own a device to do it, which is incredible to me. So now that you know some of what it does, how does this specifically benefit you? We know that it's an extremely cool technology, or at least millions of people think it's cool. We know that people are extremely passionate about it. I'm the typical user of one of these devices. What I started to dive into in a major way was just like with phones that have an app store, Alexa has a skill store. So you need to think of a skill as kind of like an app for Alexa. And this is all through Amazon. So Amazon has a skill store. And that's where you're going to go to interact with any audience that you want in a big way. So your skill, a lot of times I call it an app, but it's a skill. Your skill can be downloaded and interacted with people by people all over the world 24 hours a day. The insane part about it is that with millions of these devices available and millions of people that are in love with it, there is an extreme shortage of skills. So we have a very unique situation where there's millions and millions of passionate people not being served by what they want. They want these skills. They're just not there relatively. So there's just a little over 25,000 skills, which is nothing, in the Amazon Alexa skill store. Compare that to over 2.2 million apps in the iPhone App Store. Huge differential. There's category after category and keyword after keyword with little to no competition, and that's just the facts. Now you have the opportunity to get in front of a starving audience. If anyone here is familiar with Gary Halbert, he always said, you don't have to make the best hamburgers if you can get in front of a starving crowd. That's what it's like right now with these skills. You don't have to be the best. You just need to get your piece of real estate. It's so crazy because you can make these simple, I use the word app, these simple skills that people love. And when you know how to do it in my specific way, it takes literally minutes to build. Because let me tell you, I struggled for a long time trying to figure out this specific process. So first of all, does this make sense that this is cool? Do people think this is a cool strategy, a cool platform right now? Yes, yes. Sounds amazing. Thank you. Somebody said duh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. It is, let me
Dude,
tell you.
this guy says, dude, you have the best ideas.
Yeah.
So hot, my hair is on fire.
Okay. So now the reasons you may say, why are there so few apps? Well, there's three main reasons in my opinion. Number one, this is super new. So most people may have heard of it, but they don't know or understand it. Just like when I was talking about Bitcoin several years ago. And if any of you have been on my list that long, several years ago, I was telling you guys to buy Bitcoin at $200 or $300, and I made it up to $20,000. And I got laughed at, I got made fun of, I got called all kinds of names for doing that. But I believed in it at that time. But this is, to me, reminds me of that. People are like, they're scared of it, right? Some people are anyway. And that's just what happens with this extremely, extremely new, groundbreaking technology. Number two, the skills are extremely hard to make. I'm not joking when I say that when I first started doing this, it took me months and I could not get it to work. I scoured the internet and there's people out there that'll tell you it's easy. It's not if you don't know what you're doing. But the very few courses that I saw out there, they were all by these super technical people that assumed you had a 4-year degree in programming. And I just couldn't make heads or tails of it. It was like speaking a foreign language to me. And I just did not have the time or the patience or quite frankly, the ability to do what they were doing. And I said, it's not worth it to me for basic things, like to make a hello app, hello skill. I couldn't, that's not what I want. First of all, for it to say, hello, I want to do more than that. It was just extremely difficult. So I think that's one of the major reasons why you see so few skills. Number three, it would cost a fortune to outsource. So that's the next thing I try to do is, okay, I'll pay someone to do it. And I started to realize, okay, all right, let me go pay some. It's not a big deal. And I'll get to that in a second. But that's just where we are right now. It's beyond confusing to try to figure this out if you don't have someone that's marketer minded, okay, which is what I am and which is what all of you are. Other people don't think like us. They don't think of it in terms of marketing. They think of, oh, it's a cool technology, right? All these I don't want to use the term nerd because I can be called a nerd too, but these techno guys, right? That's what they're into, but they're not thinking about monetization, which is what I think about. I think about audiences. I think about traffic. I think about niches. I think about monetizing. That's not what they're in it for. They want to just look at me. I created a skill. That's not what I'm about. I'm about a marketing mindset, which I know you are too. So I've been thinking about this for months, but I spent a good straight month trying to figure this out. And I had a real hard time. And like it says here, I think I'm a smart person, but I'm not a programmer. It's just not me. I was very frustrated throughout the whole process because I saw the opportunity there. Like I've explained to you, I see the millions of eyes. I see these big guys like Gary Vaynerchuk and others saying this is where it's at, but I wasn't able to capitalize on it. And I'm like, man, if I could figure this out, I'm gonna go buck wild because there's no one thinking about it like I am. So first of all, every small business needs a skill. Number one. It's not just small business, but that's one of the main aspects that I focused on. So it's going to get to the point. It's starting to get to that point now, where businesses feel that they need to start having a skill, just like they felt in the past they needed to have a website. Even though in the past, not so much now, but in the past, in the early days when people started or when businesses started to have websites, they weren't necessarily that good, but they're like, I need to have a website. And they were willing to pay all this money to get these websites done before they became relatively a lot easier to make. Then they said, I need to have an app. I need to be on the app store, right? That was just their mentality. I need to be there just to show that, yes, I do have an app. Well, now they're wanting an Alexa skill. So I said, all right, I'm going to outsource this. I started looking for developers and see what they were charging. You know, could I get someone for $20 an hour? And first of all, there was basically no one that was willing to do this. I had to dig for it. And they were hard to get because they're in high demand. And here's examples of what people are charging to be a developer. And I don't think that they still realize the potential of what they have. But there's a guy, $150 to do Alexa skills, $100 an hour, $85 an hour, $100 an hour. So if you're thinking $100 an hour, that's $16,000 a month. So if you do 40 hours a week times 4 weeks, that's 16 grand a month to be a developer. So seeing these numbers, I'm like, wow. All right. I'm determined to figure this out. So I started searching more and more, and I saw that not only can you obviously make a killing selling to a business out there because the businesses are paying a ton of money to have it developed, but that not just that, but Amazon is paying you just to participate. So you could take the whole go after business angle, which is huge, but there's another side of it that where Amazon's just paying you just to make skills that can be a whole bunch of different things. Just like if you're like me, you kind of want, like my son, who when he was younger, used to watch this lady on YouTube, and all she did was open these chocolate covered eggs. And I felt bad for her. I honestly thought she had a mental impairment because all of her videos were opening eggs. Then I read an article that said that she made $9 million a year from all these kids watching her YouTube videos. That's no joke. You can look her up. She's from Brazil. Because YouTube understands that when they have the eyes, they can monetize that with ads and they can make money. Well, Amazon, who owns Alexa, is doing the same thing. They don't have the skills right now, but they have the audience. They want to make that audience happy, so they need more skills, and they're willing to pay for that. So they're literally paying you without selling anything, without trying to sell something is the hardest thing to do. To get somebody to pull out their wallet is super hard. It's much easier just to have somebody see something that you put out for free. But when you're getting monetized on the back end, that's crazy. It's like magic.
Hey, James,
Yeah.
I think there's a good kind of a question popped up, and it more relates to, can you kind of explain a little bit more of what a skill is, or maybe give an example of a skill, what a skill might be? Some people, it looks like, might be confused about
Sure.
that.
So no, okay, no problem. So you have this Alexa on this device, and you just talk to it, and you say, Alexa, and then you say a command. You say the name of the skill. So you say, Alexa, play coin flip. So you could have a skill called coin flip, and then the Alexa will say, pick heads or tails. And you'll say heads, and then it'll flip the coin and say, it was heads, yay, or it was tails, wrong. You could have, Alexa, play me the motivation skill, and then the skill says, you're a great person and people like you. That's a skill. A skill could be a news skill. So every day you come in and Fox News says, or CNN, or whatever you listen to, says, today there's a war somewhere. That's a skill. So it's you communicating one-to-one with this Alexa, and it goes back and forth with you. So for me, I like to hear the weather. I like music to be played. And there's some really amazing, simple, fun skills that you can create that people go bonkers for. And if you get people using your skills, you get paid for that. That's one way to monetize it. Does that make sense, what a skill is?
Yeah, that sounds pretty good. And it's just, when you start to think about the different things that you could come up with that are so simple little ideas, but that are also addictive, that people will use on a regular basis. And,
like
the opportunity is just endless.
Like, Alexa, tell me a joke. Someone wrote here. That's one. Alexa, bark like a dog. It'll bark like a dog. Alexa, order me a pizza. That's where you start to get into the business side. And it's crazy. I didn't put this slide in here, but there's a graphic that people that own Alexa devices are pay 4 times more than everybody else. Because think about it, it's directly through Amazon. And where we are right now is crazy with what you can do with small businesses, and also just getting paid by making skills that don't sell anything. There's a lot you can do. You can push traffic to yourself, and we're going to get through this. I think I'm about 60% done this presentation. How are we doing on time here? Okay, so we're doing good for time.
Yeah.
There's a lot
for your Alexa to pop up and say something in the background as you're saying all these.
I should have did that. I should have had, every time I had Alexa, that would, yeah.
I was totally waiting for that.
But so we'll continue here. I'm very excited about this. So people are getting sent checks in the mail just for having skills and apps. They're not charging anything for the skills or selling anything with them, yet they are getting paid. And I just kind of explained that a second ago. Why? Because just like Google, Facebook, and other large platforms, companies like Amazon will pay to have you have the focus of a lot of people. So Amazon's going head to head with Google. All right, they really are. And this is one way, just like Amazon bought Whole Foods, if you follow that, and they're going to start delivering groceries. Well, Amazon understands the power of voice. And if you can be the first one to tackle this voice market, which is where everything's going, people are going to start doing all kinds of crazy stuff, ordering their groceries through Alexa, buying, okay. Eventually it's going to get to the point where you're having a dinner party and you're sitting with people at your dinner, and you start talking about traveling or something, and you say, Alexa, give me the top 10 travel destinations. Okay, fine. And they say the top travel destination is this. Then you can have a skill that will be from a business or from a marketer that could be using this for an affiliate side too, that will basically book your trip for you, or put you in a funnel, put you in a process where you're going to eventually get that trip booked. But it all happens from you just yelling out into the ether, yelling out into your house that, hey, you may be interested in going on a trip. That's where it's going, because there's nothing. We think about the ease of use, right? First, the internet was crazy, and now we don't have yellow pages anymore. Then it was like, oh, we can do everything on our phone. Well, now we just use our voice. Like I said, the next thing past this is telepathy, because it doesn't get any easier than that. It doesn't get any more. Go ahead.
I just want to say it's kind of like when you think about Iron Man, and he's got Jarvis, and it just starts to coexist with you, and this device becomes a part of your household, and it just becomes a part of your life. And I've seen that transformation in James, especially them using that. And how he loves it because it makes his life easier. But I've also seen the incredible opportunity that brings to the table when you really think about this. This is going to be integrated, whether it's going to be in your own home or not. It's going to be integrated in just so many people's lives, and you can tap into that. And that to me is amazing about it.
Yeah, it's I'm telling you guys, it's a tidal wave, and there's no one else talking about this in the way that I am. And you guys, you're the first group, you're the only group that I'm presenting this to. So this is a very special moment for me. All right, so when people interact with your skill, you have their attention, and Amazon pays you for that. That's what it's all about. Who has the attention? That's what the war is about, if you want to call it that, the war. YouTube has people's attention. Facebook has people's attention. And now Alexa's grabbing that attention in a big way. So, for example, guy out there started making Alexa skills. He had two basic skills, super basic. One of them he started getting checks for $2,000 a month, and then it went up to $9,000 a month. So that is the potential of what you can get paid from Amazon, just to have a skill that people resonate with. Thousands of dollars. Not selling anything to anybody. Amazon is actively working on a ton of new ways to monetize also. So what's coming is absolutely nuts. So they're going to have paid subscriptions for Alexa skills. They're already introducing this into some skills, but eventually it's going to be there for everybody. But right now, so eventually what you'll have like, let's say the skill is the lottery number of the day. Okay, so you give them a lottery number for, let's say, Powerball. The next day they get another lottery number. Well, after a while you could say, do you want the super duper lottery number? Do you want like this is like the extra number here? I'm going to give you the Powerball number now, not just the top 5. All right, pay me $1 a month, or whatever that is. If you're someone like, astrology is a huge niche, and you could be giving astrology things. And you got to remember, it's super simple. And well, it's simple to me now, but when you eventually create it the way that I do it, it's super simple, where you just lay things out like it's like copy and paste. It's ridiculous. And you're just telling Alexa what to say. It seems like magic. It seems like it's this computer that knows everything, but it's actually very simple when you finally figure it out. So you can have paid subscriptions. So again, whatever the niche is, like for example, I know these guys that they sell like a piece of paper. I'm not joking. Not even a piece of paper. They sell emails where once a month you get an email, and they push this to senior citizens, and they're like, it's an email that tells you games that you can play with your grandkids. And all kinds of seniors pay $9 a month. I know it's crazy, but they pay $9 a month to get this email once a month that says, why don't you do this card trick with Johnny, and then whatever, tell him this joke, okay? And they love it because they're like, yeah, it makes it fun with me, with my grandkids. Well, if you had a skill like that, you could have that, but then, every 2 months you have the super duper have fun with your grandkids, and that's $5 a month, okay? That's the kind of thing that's coming. They also let you pay for premium voice apps. The quote here says, today it's a few select games. Tomorrow, maybe Alexa's top personalities could quit their J job. So that's where it's going. Amazon is adding in-skill purchases. So remember, who owns Alexa? Jeremy, anybody? Who owns Alexa?
Well, that would be Amazon.
That'd be Amazon, right? The biggest retailer out there in the world. The richest man in the world owns Amazon. Well, what's going to happen is you're going to start having skills that you talk about a certain niche, like Jeremy does the survival niche. So if you started doing stuff for people that like survival and you just tell them the survival tip of the day, hey, once a week, your Alexa also says, and by the way, you should check out the new waterproof matches. And then boom, it's to your link and you're getting paid because it's going to Alexa. Think about that.
That's nuts.
Okay, so you're providing content, you're getting that. Yeah, a guy that knows one of my products before. I didn't even think of this, Lance, but Lance bought one of my products years ago about pay-per-call marketing. And pay-per-call is when you can get paid when people call phone numbers. So there you go. You get a skill. Maybe the skill was like how to help for people that have maybe addiction problems. So maybe they have problems, and that's the thing. There's all these different kind of niches on there. It's not just talk about kittens. It's all kinds of stuff. And so you could have help with addiction. So maybe it's positive affirmations every day, and then once in a while you could say, hey, if you need help with addiction, call our hotline at 1-800 whatever it is. And little does that person know, but you're getting paid every time someone calls that phone number and they're on that phone number for over 30 seconds. You're getting paid like $10. So that is a way. Yes, Lance, you could drive people to pay-per-call marketing.
That's pretty genius. That's pretty smart.
So this is kind of some of the things you can do, because it's a conduit. It's a way that you can push people, right? Like Jeremy and I both know a guy that's making $100,000 a month selling Kindle books. That is a part of Amazon. I know people making $100,000 a month selling e-commerce stuff on Amazon. Now this is the new portal that's just freaking opening up that you have no competition on except me. So another thing Amazon does is Amazon runs contests all the time. For example, they have this is one of the things they just came up with, a $250,000 cash prize if you build a cool kids skills app. So like I said, they have 25,000 skills, which is nothing. I mean, I don't know how many kids skills app they have, maybe 1,000. What if I told you that I don't know that that's the exact number, but let's just say they have 1,000 kids skills. If I told you had a 1 in 1,000 chance of going against a prize of $250,000, would you be interested in that? If it was free and just a little effort, I would be.
Heck yeah.
It also has other incentives. Like for example, this is one they just had where if you had 100, this is going on right now. If you get 100 unique customers, 100 unique users, they use the term customer, but 100 unique downloads, they send you an Echo Dot for free. They'll send you clothes. They do all kinds of stuff. So not only do they potentially pay you if you have people using the skill, they have these contests all the time, and the contests can be the $250,000 contest. No, I'm not saying you're going to win that tomorrow, but you could. The potential's there. But yeah, you could win an Echo for sure, and you have the potential to go absolutely huge. And again, this is so early. If you get in now and you go after niches that there's no one after, I mean, there's so many different niches. I know someone that makes all this money catering to the knitting niche. Okay, I'm not saying you need to do knitting, but you could have the top knitting skills, and then there's like no competition, and then boom, when it takes off, you push them to a product about knitting. Okay, so like it says here, you can win prizes like sweatshirts, Echo devices, and a lot more. The bottom line is you can get free swag, go after contests, sell to businesses, and just get paid for people using your skill with you selling nothing, and then also driving traffic to wherever you want to go. Any way you slice it is pretty freaking cool. So some people have earned tens of thousands of dollars. A few have made over 100,000 already, and we're super, super early on. Right now, if a business goes to a company to try and get a skill, they're looking at paying a lot of money. Like I said, these developers are charging $100 an hour, and they're not saying it's going to be done tomorrow. They're going to say, okay, it's going to take me a couple weeks. It's going to be back and forth. It's going to be this, this, and that. People are charging $10,000, $200,000 for a skill. That's unbelievable. Why? Because it's new. Just like websites back in the day, you could buy, if you wanted a website, you're looking at 10, 20 grand. Now I can make a website in WordPress, for nothing. But back in the day, when it was hot, when you want to be there before everyone else is there, that's when it's nuts. And that's where we're at right now. So here's a quote from an Amazon developer who's getting major traffic to his podcast from Alexa. He says, I'm shocked to see that my podcast is getting traffic from Alexa flash briefings, which is a type of skill, on the second place. Like it's more than iTunes, Apple podcast itself, and that's effing awesome. So this is an example of someone that's getting massive traffic from not just within Alexa, but pushing it off-site, pushing it to where they want to go. If that's your website, if that's your podcast, if that's your YouTube channel, wherever, you can bring, because not everybody is YouTube centric. I mean, I'm on YouTube every day. I love YouTube. I'm also on Facebook every day. But some of you love YouTube, some of you don't. Some of you love Facebook, some of you don't. Well, now you've got this whole community in Alexa that's not being served that you could push wherever you want to go, because you don't have the masses of marketers in there right now. Even regular people like you and me, and I consider myself a regular person, are able to do this. A couple quotes here. 7-year-old, he's got skills. He has surpassed over 100 users this month, so he got a free Echo Dot. This guy's 72 years old. He's got, I don't know how many he has now, like 10 skills already. So they're all over it. This brand new opportunity is open to you, but the question is, how do you do it without pulling your hair out? And I'm telling you, I spent over a month, day after day, trying to figure it out, and I couldn't. Not the way I wanted to do it. And I was like, I'm about to give up. I love it. I knew the technology was there. I knew it was going to be hot, but I wasn't a developer. I wasn't technical in this respect. I tried to program. It wasn't for me. Very few people that try to teach this assume you know how to program, and so therefore people like me would fail. I don't think that was their intent, for us to fail, but that's what would happen. So I found the secret, okay? I found it. I figured it out. I've discovered a way to get my skills created and accepted in a day with no programming. Does that sound impressive to you guys? Because it is. So within 24 hours, I can get my skills up there. Up to the point where I can make a few clicks of a button and get my skill accepted. That's where I'm at right now. It's that simple for me right now. It wasn't simple for me to get there, but it's simple for me now. It's like when someone shows you a magic trick, right? Someone shows you a magic trick and they hide the thing and you're like, this guy has got superpowers. He's like, oh my God, get away from me. You're scaring me. And then if you figure it out, you're like, wow, I wasn't too bad. It was a sleight of hand. Okay, that's pretty cool. That's what this kind of is right now. It's like a sleight of hand. So would you guys like to be able to do that? So sure, yes, dang, holy moly, of course, yeah, heck yeah, yes, with 3 S's, yes, with 7 S's. All right, this is pretty nuts, guys. Most people I talk to that make iPhone apps were like a day. Like, they don't believe me. They're like, what do you mean? Like, didn't you have to go back and forth and make all these changes and go months and spend all kinds of money? No, I said I do it for free. So I can show you a way to do this completely for free without owning a device. So no money out of pocket. On top of that, I'll show you how to get to the top of the skill store. Because it's one thing to be able to figure out how to get onto the skill store. It's another thing if no one sees it. Well, just getting on the skill store, you're going to be seen, but there's ways to get ranked very high. So I'll walk you through this step by step, where you can have your skill ready to go in 24 hours. And that's the thing. I'm breaking this down in a super, super easy way. I'll show you how to make it quick, easy skills that people love and businesses clamor for. And I'm going to show you how to get in front of those businesses too. So what do you think that's worth? What do you guys think that's worth to have that kind of power before anyone else? Throw me out some numbers. And I spelled clamor wrong, apparently. I'm sorry about that. Okay, priceless. Priceless, okay. So it's $1 million to the person that said priceless, CB. $10,000 or more. Someone said $9.99. $500,000. Someone speaking in a foreign language. Okay. To have a strategy laid out to you step by step on how to make your skill for free and have it ready in 24 hours. Someone quoting me in Bitcoin. All right, this is straight and to the point. I show you exactly what I do to make this happen. All the little details are worked out to give you a specific, easy process to do this faster than any other way out there. You could spend months trying to figure this out like I did, and there's a 99% chance most people would end up frustrated and quit without my specific process. I can guarantee you that. Not only that, I'm going to show you exactly how to get in front of and sell to businesses. Again, it's not all about selling businesses. Some people aren't necessarily excited about that. Some are going to be very excited about that. Many people are going to be excited about the fact that I can make a skill. I mean, to some people, that's enough. Some people, it's going to be like, man, I have a chance to getting paid monthly just for having people enjoy a simple skill. It depends but it's all good. I'm going to show you how to take traffic off of Alexa and point it to wherever you want, which is also very important. And as a bonus, everyone that picks this up will get into a private mastermind that I'm creating. And that private mastermind has a specific purpose. And that purpose is to get you to the top of the Alexa skill store, which you wouldn't get unless you got this. You also get my bonus interview that I did with the 7-year-old and his dad. So you get to see that interview, which is pretty cool to see the 7-year-old talking about his skills, how he did it. I could sell this vision, which is the most important part of this. You get access to my community, traffic to your sites, ability to sell millions of businesses easily. I could easily sell this for $2,000. But here's the thing. This is literally the first time I've shown this to anyone. That is true. And because you're here today, I'm giving it to you for 50% off. But actually, I'm giving it to you cheaper than that. I'm giving it to you cheaper than 50% off. After this, the price will double. So I'm very firm about this. You are the only you are on my list. That's why you're seeing this, although Jeremy did email for me too. But a lot of people that are on Jeremy's email are on my email. But this is the first time anyone's going to see this. The price will rise. That's a guarantee. So this is a very, very special offer just for you guys. So are you guys excited to get into Alexa skills and get your first skill today? Right now from this call, and you go to that link, it says AIR, but airevolution.biz/yes. Again, it's airevolution.biz/yes.
I'll pop a link here.
That'll do it. So I think I have the actual. Okay, someone said put it in the chat box. I'll put it in the chat box. .biz/yes. Let me know if you can click on that. airevolution.biz/yes. And I will. So guys, this is just an incredible offer. I hope I've explained it to you. My biggest challenge on this is making people understand how important this is. Whether or not somebody said I misspelled the link, but other people are telling me yes, it works. So it
worked for me.
airevolution.biz/yes.
No, it says it works.
Oh, and there's no OTOs. So people say, are you going to charge me more once I buy this? No, there is no extra OTOs. There's no out of pocket cost. You don't have to buy a device. It's all free other than the fact that I'm charging for this. Um,
Andrew says,
and
dude, that's a sweet price all the way from New Zealand. I say thank you.
Thank you very much. Someone says, do I have a case study for what I have done? Yes. I show you examples of a skill that I've made in 24 hours that's there. Um, and most importantly, one of the most important things is you get my specific template. Um, so you get my whole vision for this is creating a template that says, here's what you do. You point here, you do this. Here is the specific command, and you literally follow my example, and you can create all kinds of different skills. So if you wanted to have, I mentioned a bunch of them, like coin flip of the day. If you wanted to have, one thing, I'm going to share this to you on this call, but something I was going to go after. Thank you, everyone that's telling me thank you. I really appreciate it, because I really feel that this is something that's going to change lives. Obviously I'm getting paid for this. I'm not doing it for free, but I really put my heart and soul into this, and Jeremy can attest to that. And I needed to get something that worked for everyone. And this does in a big way.
Yeah, he's been working with this for a while. He's been contemplating releasing a course on it. And he finally decided to, but he's been working with this for a while, and he's got me excited about it too. I mean, there's endless possibilities here.
So yes, I've been going after small businesses myself. I'm sorry, I'm trying to catch all these questions. I'm going to try and answer all your questions I can. Thank you, Richard. Someone said I need oxygen. Someone says, how much is Alexa? Sorry, the questions are going by so quick. Someone said, okay, I'm going to try and delete these. Is there any other expenses you'll have to pay? No. Did we record this? Yes, I am recording it. Hopefully it stays. Thank you for picking it up. Can you make more than $100 a month? Heck yeah. But I show you a neat little way that you can get. Amazon will give you $100 a month. You basically just ask for it. The potential is huge. I'm going to show. Somebody said you talk about a skill that you're going to show us, but you didn't say what it was. It's in the course. Someone said, how much does Alexa pay us when people use our skills? Oh, God, it's going so quick. The Amazon is tight-lipped about that. They don't tell you their breakdown. They just send it to you. Yet they don't show it yet. Do I explain how to sell businesses? Yes, I do. I go through that very specifically, how to get in front of them, how to have an exact template for them. And you can do things that are so simple, it'll make your head spin. Someone said I said 50% off, but 50% off is $248, not $297. It's $297. Sorry if my math was wrong. So it says, would you outsource the programming, or do you have tools so that you can do it ourselves? Yes, there's a specific tool that you use to do it yourself. Jeremy, if you're seeing any questions that I'm missing, let me know.
Yeah, I'm looking for them. Let's see, I wrote something down.
Oh, someone says, what kind of Amazon account? It's explained in there. You just sign up. It's pretty simple. I mean, you can get started with this today. I mean, literally, that's the whole point of it. You can get it. So you send it in. Once you do it my way, you send it into this skill store, and then they come back with a yes or no if they like it or not. And most times it's a yes if you do exactly what I tell you to do. If there's something wrong, they tell you what exactly is wrong with it, and you make that change.
Somebody said they were still a little confused on how they would monetize things like coin flip skill or weather skill or knitting skill.
Okay, so you're not, so in a situation like that, you're not directly monetizing it in that, like if you have a coin flip skill, and I'm not saying you need to make a coin flip skill. Okay, I'm just using that as an example. But if you did a coin flip skill, um, the fact that you get users looking at it, just like you might say, how does YouTube pay people, right? It's because Amazon, this large company, understands the importance of having the attention of everybody. And they are continuing to they have plans out in the future. They could be years from now, where they're like, okay, maybe they start throwing direct advertising there, but they need to have the volume of people looking at it. They need to have the interaction that they can go to advertisers and say, okay, hey, I'll let you put in a little 20-second advertisement after a message, and that's going to be $5 to do that. Well, they're building up the skills right now, and they're willing to pay you to do that. And they're going to continue to do that because they need the skills. Does that make sense? So I'm having some people say they can't pay. I'm definitely seeing all kinds of payments in. Thank you so much for everyone that's purchased. So Amazon definitely pays out for this. The question is, can you do this in different countries? So I'm getting several questions from that. Yes, you can be anywhere and do this. I know people in Canada. I know people in the UK. I know people from Japan, people from, I mean, you name it, right? India. So someone says, how soon can I get $1,000 a month? I don't know. For you, it just depends on the person. I don't know if you're gonna make your skill, if your skill, there's a lot of, I don't know how hard you work. It just depends, but the opportunity's there.
Nobody can really tell you a solid answer for that because it, like you said, it depends on how much traction your skill gets or, the different ways that you might try to monetize it.
Yeah. Someone said, is the payment from Amazon a one-time payment or like a royalty? It's like a royalty. So depending on how many people, like that example I gave where the guy was getting 2,000 and 9,000, he just has more and more people using it all the time. And I go over his specific case in the course. Is there a skill marketplace? Yes, there is. If you can go to Amazon right now and search for Alexa skills, and it has its own section. Sorry, Jeremy, were you going to say something?
I don't know if you caught this. Can you do it from any computer? Somebody's asking. Can you
Yes,
do it from any computer? Yeah.
any computer. It doesn't matter. Um, is there a guarantee? Yeah, I'll give a guarantee. This is worth giving a guarantee. Um, do you know which skill that already exists on Alexa? Yes, you can. That's another thing too. Is you can go to the Alexa skill store and see all the skills. So it gives you all kinds of ideas because you can see what's there that you can make your own version of, a better version of, or you can. This is one of the things I talk about in the course. You can see a need that's there because there's no skills for that particular market, and or you can go to like the iPhone store or the Android store and see what's out there and then make your own version for Alexa.
Yeah, I mean, you really think about it. This is just like the iPhone store when it was just brand new. Okay, and can you imagine if you were in the forefront of that, and none of the apps, just a few thousand apps were in the iPhone App Store, and you were right at that point, and you knew you could take advantage of that and capture everybody's attention and just really rise to it, easily dominate pretty much any niche you want at this point. With this. So it just anybody can go in there and destroy it in so many different ways too. I love the variety of ways that you can make money with it. It's not just one specific path. You can do it a number of ways that you can choose from yourself.
Exactly. So some people have said I bought the program, but I'm still not clear on how the skills business works. So basically, I mean, I go into it in more detail in the course, but there's ways that you can go after businesses that either they just want a simple skill, or you can work with them to customize a skill that they pay for. So it could be all kinds of things, as simple as here's the name of my business with a keyword specific tag like Raleigh Real Estate with their phone number, with their email, just a way to contact them. I mean, you can do it as simple as that. Are skills easy to make? Yes, they're easy to make if you have my particular process. Um, Someone's saying, can I enable PayPal credit? I think PayPal credit is there no matter what. So Toussaint, I mentioned how to do all those things in the course. Someone says, why are you secretive about payments? I'm not sure what you mean by that. Anyone can figure out how to do this. Do we have to create a market need? No, the market's already there. Someone said, will there be a replay? Yes, I'm recording it, and hopefully it records okay, and I'll get it out to everybody. Can a skill cross multiple skill categories? You pick a specific category, but you can have multiple keywords. Sorry, these questions are coming in so quick. And Jeremy, if you see something I'm missing, let me know. Someone says, do you go over how to get more people to find and use my skill? Yes.
And to add to that, you've got the Facebook group, and that Facebook group is specifically for helping you build, traction for your skills. I'm sure James can elaborate.
I'm gonna show you a very, very specific way that we're gonna get your skill to the top. Would we be able to list ourselves on a freelance site offering to make skills for people, businesses, an hourly rate? Yes, you could, with your specific process. So three main ways that I go about that you can there's several different ways you can monetize this, but you can sell them to local businesses. Just by having people download your skill can get you paid. You can push traffic to something else that you're getting paid for. If you have a website, or if you have a podcast, other ways that you monetize, you're getting in front of people's ears. Actually, I want to say eyes, but you're getting in front of people's ears to push them somewhere else. Thank you very much, Val. I super appreciate that.
One interesting idea that I saw that was, I was browsing through pictures of echoes, and I saw a lot of them of women using them, and men probably too, using them while they were cooking. And I thought that was
like
interesting, reading off the recipes. So, that right there, boom, that's a great skill idea, is to have a recipe book or a cookbook, or however you would do that.
Yeah. Someone says, does Alexa work with other languages? Yes, it does. Do you train us to how to get a skill? Yes, that's the whole point of this. Do we need to be an Amazon affiliate? No, you do not. Can a skill make a website appear on a TV like Amazon Fire TV Box can run Firefox browser? Yeah, I know I have a Fire TV, which is an Alexa device, and I know that it can pick up Alexa that way. Okay, someone's saying doesn't have PayPal credit. I'll look into trying to enable that. I'm not sure how to do that. Any other questions, guys? I am going to be raising the price in the next couple days. Was this recorded? Yes. Oh, I like this. I'm back again. I've bought your product. Excuse me. I have bought products from James previously, but this is the smartest thing he's put out so far. Thank you very much. Unfortunately, Bernard, the price will have risen by then. I'm being firm on that. Okay. Someone says, FYI, PayPal credit is offered to individuals if they qualify. How long at this price? I'm not sure, but very soon it's going to go up, like in the next couple of days. Okay. My daughter is medically blind. She has great skills for blind people. I think this could be a great way for her to earn some money. Yes. Well, I didn't even mention this yet. I mentioned this in the course, but you can actually make skills for yourself, like just for your family. That's pretty nuts. Okay, I'm gonna break down something that I don't even know if I mentioned this in the course, but I'm gonna tell you in the webinar. No, I do mention this in the course. Let's just say, I'm gonna save it for the course, but let's just say you can help people that really, really have a need for this. People that are really hurting, you can really help people. Do I have a two-way plan? No, it's the one-time cost. Thank you for everyone that's picking this up. You really makes me feel good that so many of you are digging this. I mean, this is insane. Thank you. And this is probably my most well attended webinar. So this is something I came up with, I mean, when you get in the course, you're going to see that it's like, man, once it's broken down, you're like, this is pretty darn simple, especially when you come from a place of, I'm not a programmer. I don't know how the heck, there's just, if that's not your world, which is not my world, and you're like, oh man, I can point and click and okay, I can get this. I can make something pretty simple. I can do this in a matter of a few minutes once I go through the course. It's like, oh my God. And you're going to see courses come out that are going to rip me off. I'm sure it'll take them a month or two. And they're going to sell it for a lot more than me. And they're going to be better marketers and going to say, I'm going to sell it for 2,000, Well, I'm telling you right now, they're getting this from me. It happens to me all the time. James, this is off the charts crazy. And I've been buying your stuff for years. Oh, thank you, Viv. Wow, Vivian, you're amazing. And then you've bought probably like so many products from me, so so for you to say that's amazing. How long is the actual training material? I'd say about 2 hours, but I go really, I give you, there's that fine line. I could have talked for 20 hours, but guess what? Most people, they look at something for 20 hours like, oh my God, look at all the stuff I got. And then it's overwhelming. So I keep it to a short enough thing where you feel like, wow, I did get a lot of stuff, but it's like, it's very, to the point, which is my point that I want to take it. I could go nuts. It's like anything. It's like moving the pieces versus like being a chess grandmaster. And I want to get you to the point where you can make skills, that you understand that you can make skills and you can make them very easily with the specific method that I give you. Then you go from there. So if you want to start doing things like putting audio in there, if you want to start start to diverge from my initial template, yes, you can do that. But I wanted to make sure that everyone was comfortable that like, yeah, I can make a skill and I can make probably 100 different skill variations from the specific template that he gave me. Yes, it's video training. I mean, someone says, how fast can you take traffic off of Alexa? Well, I mean, you can get, and I appreciate the question, Lance. You can get your skill up in 24 hours. I mean, that's very possible. I mean, there is a chance that you make your skill and they say, no, you need to tweak something. Like I made a very simple mistake the first couple times I tried to do that. And I talk about what that mistake is. Even with the process that I laid out, I made a couple of simple mistakes that I had to go, figure out what that was. And I tell you how I fixed that in the course. I think it's pretty straightforward, Randy. I mean, that was my goal, is to make it as straightforward as possible. And if you bought my stuff before, that's typically, that's my goal. Thank you, Tom. Well, you say, what if I know programming? Well, then you're just even that farther ahead of everybody else. Thank you, Randy. Yes, this does use Lambda, but you don't have to know Lambda. You don't have to know that at all. How I show you, it's point and click. Like when you get into the development mode of this, if you like did not follow my specific process, you're like, oh my God, like it's super overwhelming. But when I'm like, click here, do this, forget about all this other stuff, it works. So yes, it's using Lambda on the back end, but you don't need to know anything about Lambda. Like, I mean, the vast majority of people buying this are going to be like, it means nothing to them. Someone said this is not your usual $27 product, and that's true. It isn't. But I mean, guys, that's a big. I mean, I'm still going to make products that are $9, $10. I mean, I'm still going to do that, but I'm trying to bring bigger ideas, bigger value, and charge more. And I could have charged a lot more for this. And I said, this is a good price, that it's reasonable. You know, definitely reasonable for what I'm giving people here for something that I think is completely revolutionary. Um, and from the looks of things, buying this, people are agreeing. So thank you.
I got to say that I go attend a lot of webinars, and you never see anything for less than hardly $1,000 anymore, or $500,000, and I think it's a really good offer you're giving to them, James, and I think it's awesome. That's why I was very happy to tell my people about it, because when you let me in, you told me that you've been talking to me about this and getting me excited about it as well, and I see this huge opportunity that anybody can get a hold of, and I think it's awesome that you share this stuff with people.
Thank you. Well, that's the thing. I mean, I could have been. Look, it's a game that I play. I could have kept this to myself and freaking wrecked this for a year and never told a soul. And there's things that I do that with. Um, but man, it's I love it when I see people. I mean, obviously I get paid for it, but I love it when I see people succeed. And then, I had a guy post to me on my Facebook wall the other day about how he learned about cryptocurrencies from me and he's financially stable now. And I'm just like, man, that's like crazy to me. I'm like, damn, I changed this guy's life. And I feel that this is going to happen for this. And a lot of times, I'll put out products for $9. I'm like, look, check out this cool source. And that's not like my whole focus. But this here is like, I'm not selling this to you and then tomorrow I'm moving on to the next thing. Of course I'll have other products that come out, but this is something that I don't see myself getting out of this for a long time because we're so early. And you're gonna see 2-3 years from now, you'll be like, damn, this guy was on the money right now. And then it's gonna be everywhere 2 or 3 years now. It's going to be 3 or 4 months from now. You're going to see marketers all over this because that's just what they do. They take my stuff. They know it's hot. They make their own version. There's a guy right now doing this big crypto product that just makes me laugh because I know they don't do it. They don't know anything about crypto, but it's, whatever. That's, I guess that's ego that, whatever. I got to tame that, but I'm doing my best to, let's put it this way. Like when I was putting this together, you have your typical webinar and people say, you get this and it's worth a $997 value. And then you get this and it's a $499 value. You're getting $4,000 of value for $297. Yes, I said I could sell this for $2,000, but I just didn't want to go and do that whole, this is worth this and this is worth this, because I find that super disingenuous. And I don't know if you guys do too. But I'm just like, look, you know what? I'm coming at them. If they know me, if they like my stuff, they know I'm not going to sell them something like this unless it's the real deal. And you're going to see this is the real deal, and you're going to get in it, and you're going to be like, damn, this is nuts. This is nuts. And when you get that first skill in there, and you'll be like, this is so easy. And someone said, is this an automated? Yes, it's an automated process to a certain degree. If there's no coding, it's drag and drop using a specific tool that I use. Oh my God. Thanks everybody. Gene, thank you. This is so hot. My hair is on fire. Thank you, Jane. Thank you for the special opportunity. Need to think about it for a couple hours. No problem. How much do you charge a business to build a skill? I talk about that in the product. Good question, Richard. Are all skills delivered in the Alexa computer generated voice? The ones that I've been doing, yes, they have been. So it's if you're familiar with the Alexa sound, it's Alexa. It's Alexa talking. And you're giving it the verbiage. You're just pasting it in. But it comes out from Alexa. Yes, Ma, everyone uses the same link. Do I have info related to cryptos? Yeah, I have a lot of crypto products, but this is nothing to do with cryptocurrency, this particular product. But yeah, if you do searches for my name and crypto, you'll see products out there. I want this and need this. Great idea. Thank you, Kurt. Okay. I thought you were making fun of me, but you're agreeing with me. The guy said, Tucson, I hope I'm pronouncing your name right, said the value stack, typical guru ploy. And I just read a book called, it's actually a really good book called Expert Secrets by Russell Brunson. And they talk about the value stack. And I don't know. I just didn't want to do it. Um, will I need to have an Alexa enabled device to test my new skills? No, you do not. You do not have to have a device. Do you need a device to test the skills that you make? No. Can you give an example of how you would sell this to a business? That's in the product, Carl. Can you still hear me, Jeremy?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
sorry. Can I play? These are great questions, guys. Keep them coming, and I see the sales coming in, guys. I'm going to keep going till all the questions are answered. Can I play my own audio books through Alexa within my niche? Yes, you could. That's a very great idea. Very great idea. Is there going to be a replay, Xena? Yes, I've recorded it. Hopefully everybody gets it from me. Someone says, is there a guarantee? I'll give you a guarantee, Charlotte. If you don't like it, then let me know. But I think you're going to love it. I'll be disappointed if people don't like this. Because I mean, I got a lot of blood, sweat, and tears in this. I'll tell you that. A lot of for $297. I spent a heck of a lot of. I could have made thousands of dollars not trying to figure this stuff out, and done other things. So I've got thousands of dollars of my time put into this. Oh, cool. My mom has, not my mom, but this person saying it. Tess is saying it. My mom has echoes in every room in her house and is always telling me about new cool things Alexa can do and how they use them. So I totally get how it's going to take over more and more within the next few years. Yeah, people love it. Thanks for doing this webinar like this. You did not spend 20 minutes introducing yourself. Thank you, Dennis. Yeah, I'm gonna have people are asking me when is this offer up until? I mean, I'm gonna give people a little time. I'll get a replay out to everybody, but probably a pretty firm cutoff in the next couple of days. Not a cutoff and then I'm never going to sell it again, but a cutoff in that I'm going to raise the price and sell it to others probably for a higher price. Do I need to be an affiliate in Amazon? No, you don't have to. So there are two guys that I know that do webinars regularly, and they never charge anything for less than between $700 and $997. Yeah, I know who you're talking about, John. The timer says 2 hours, but will the price be $297 tomorrow? I mean, my goal is to get people to buy on this call, and then I'm going to reevaluate what I'm doing next. So if you're on the fence, get it now. But it'll definitely be up for. I think we have 2 or 3 hours left for sure at this price. Well, Robert, that's part of what you're buying is my whole aspect with businesses. So that's in the course. Thank you, Charlotte. So someone says, what's your guarantee? If you don't think this is the best Amazon course, Alexa course that's out there, if you don't think this is valuable, if you don't think that you can get your Alexa skill up there in 24 hours, then come to me for a refund. But if your whole thing is whether or not you're going to get a refund, okay, fine. But I will give refunds, but it's not about that to me. It's about providing value and getting people something that works. But yeah, I guarantee my work. Yes. I guarantee it. It works. This works, and it works in a big way. What if I have access to a device? Will it help? I mean, it's pretty cool because you can make your skill. Like I can go right now and make my skill 5 minutes, and boom, it's already on my device. Like you can get it on your device before it's even on the skill store, if that makes sense. So within your house, you already have it immediately. Someone said, I just got my second Echo Dot. Sweet. You're a good man. Thank you, Greg. Understood, Robert. Thank you. How can I get PayPal credit? I don't know the deal with the PayPal credit because I don't think that's a flag.
It's not something as a vendor that you can control. The vendors don't control that. That's controlled by PayPal and PayPal credit.
Yeah, so I don't know about that, guys. I think if you have access to it, that it'll let you, if I'm not mistaken. And I apologize if there's a different way, but I believe it'll tell you because when I buy things, it'll offer it to me all the time. Do you want to use PayPal credit? And I don't, but I could.
Yeah, if it lets you do it, it will show up. If it doesn't show up, you probably can't use it. But there's nothing that James can do on his end to enable it for you, unfortunately.
All right, James, I check out every product training you offer because of your integrity, skills, and you value you give. Thank you, Tess. Send me the link for purchase. So you should be seeing it on your machine right now on your like it's literally displaying it. So airevolution.biz/yes. Are you going to be able to help? Yes, I'm available. Is a person who can teach piano lessons? Yeah, you can definitely do that. That's an perfect example. So you could be like, here's your piano lesson of the day. Put your finger here. Whatever. Yes. Someone says they don't have $300. I know it's like, man. I know it's like, but I gotta. That's my price. That thought this was just going to be another hyped up webinar. So glad I bothered to turn up today, James. I'm glad you bothered to too. Also, Andrew, I really appreciate you and everyone else that's purchased this. Someone says, how much are you making with this? I'm getting out there with businesses. I've been actively going after businesses. I showed my process. I've been actually actively making skills in the last 3 or 4 weeks. So in terms of Amazon sending me checks, I haven't even met that point yet. Please comment on how to get up and running fast to start earning income. I mean, there's several different ways, and I go into that. I mean, there's more than several different ways, and I've mentioned a bunch already here. But you can get paid selling to businesses. You can get paid just for people using your skills. You can get paid by Amazon will give you money for people using your skills in several different ways. You can go after contests where they'll give you free stuff. There's $250,000 contest right now. They pay you with free like sweatshirts and stuff like that. They're bringing in skill purchases. They're bringing recurring subscription model is coming. You can push people to traffic to your website. You can push people to your podcast. I don't know how many things that was I just said. 10, and that's just me rattling it off. There's all kinds of different ways. You got to remember that this is a traffic platform that you have access to, that you can manipulate for all kinds of different cool things. I mean, normally when you're talking about a platform, it's either you get traffic that's completely not monetized, or it's very difficult to monetize because there's so much competition, or you just have to sell things. I mean, it's very rare that you can just make money just for getting something that people interact with, that you can create in a matter of minutes with my process. That just does not exist, period. There's nothing like this that in this specific way. I don't know people with the PayPal credit. What's going on there, guys? I'm sorry. Can this replace OpenTable for restaurants? I mean, it's possible. Yeah. I mean, it's a big idea. But like the person that was talking about pay-per-call, that was a really cool strategy. And I'm the one that I don't want to say I created pay-per-call. I did not. But I was the first person to have a product on pay-per-call. That's what I used to be a super affiliate with. I used to get checks like mad $30,000, $40,000 checks, getting people calling phone numbers. And one guy that's bought my product a long time ago, that's his whole focus is on pay-per-call. And yes, you can do that for that. Someone says PayPal will make the offer, but might not accept you if your credit's not right. So there's different, if you have a credit card, you can get it with a credit card too through the PayPal link. Does a business pay you directly by creating a skill for a biz? Yes. That's the whole point. And you can either get them to pay you directly, or you can have them also pay you monthly. So you pay for the skill, and then if they ever want to make changes, you put them on retainer, and they pay you month after month. Thank you, Ferdy. How long does your technique take to learn? I mean, a couple hours basically to go through everything I talk about. But I don't just talk about the nuts and bolts. I talk about the overview. I talk about the vision. I talk about strategy. I go through the skill store, my thoughts on that, and a whole bunch of different things. Can an app on a web page be turned into an Alexa skill? I mean, it depends on what it is. Depends on what it is. So basically, someone is giving a command and you giving a response. And you, part of what you do is you, when you create your skill, you tell them how you want them to interact. So you say, basically, here's what I want you to say, and then you go from there. Like one of the things I talk about in the product is you can make stories. So like choose your own story. That's a pretty cool thing you can do in there. So someone said they're from Australia. They were confused about the start time. Yes, I will do my best to have a replay. Can you do this with Amazon Canada? Yes. If you had a skills of piano lessons, wouldn't you go to add something every week? I mean, it's up to you. You can put your skills in right now. You're not your skills. You can put in your method of communication, your responses. You can lace them all up right now, or you can do it weekly, monthly, however often you want to update your skill. It's up to you. Guys, I don't give promises in terms of revenue generation. I mean, it's up to you. There's guys making 6 figures off this, and I show you the easiest way that you could do this. So some people are going to do really well. Others, I don't know how much they're going to make. Everyone's different. Can you make changes to your published skill? Yes. Well, that's a good. I could think of a dozen skills just for music. Yes, that's like, again, I'm giving you a bunch of ideas just on this call, but you could do things for like local. You could do things for like local bands, and you can go after all kinds of different areas where local bands try to get their music seen. So they can give you clips of their music, and then you could put that on there, and so they could show like 10 clips of their music, and then, hey, do you want to check out my music? Go to Spotify or whatever. Push them that way. Where do you add them on the Amazon site? It's in a place called, if you go to Amazon, you type in Alexa skills, there's a specific section. It's a skill store. It also shows on the app. So when you get an Alexa device, one of the first things you do is you download the the app, and then that has the skill store in the app. Or you could go just to the Alexa skill store through Amazon and download it directly to the Echo device. Just like if you have an Amazon Fire device, you can download items that way too. People keep asking me about a replay. Yes, we're gonna have a replay. Says, OMG, I have never heard of Alexa skills before. I'm digging in and researching, and this is amazing. Skills will be the new apps. I see dead presidents, meaning money. Thank you, MDK. Why would businesses buy this? Because that's what businesses do. Businesses want to get in front of potential customers. Why would anybody have a website? Well, that sounds like a dumb question to say, why would anyone have a website? Because that's just how it is. Well, that's how it's going to be with Alexa skills. It's going to be how it is. And a lot of people want to be on that platform, especially things like real estate agents. I specifically talk about real estate agents in the product because they're the first ones that want to get leads however they can. And you can just go with the thought of bravado. Find me on here. Find me on this website. Here's how you can text me. And here's my Alexa skill. I mean, people will pay you money for that, for sure. I show you an example of how someone right now is going after real estate. In the course, I show you an example of how someone is going after real estate agents doing exactly what I'm with Alexa skills, not the exact process that I'm teaching, but they're doing it. So yes, real estate's probably number one on my list to go after. With the process you've created, would you know right away that a skill is already working on Amazon? Well, first of all, you test it. And so there's a process you do to see that it works. And then you submit it, and then it gets accepted or rejected. And with my process, if you do it my way, you have a very high chance of it getting accepted very quickly. But yeah, ahead of time. But I show an example in my course of how I thought it was good to go, but I made a mistake. And I talk about how I easily fix that in the course. Someone says, how do I access the course? So once you purchase it, you go into a membership site and it plays videos. Yes, this is way easier than anything else you see out there, Michelle. I have an interview with the 7-year-old as a bonus in the course. So yeah, they talk about how they did it, and I show a specific case study from me. All right, guys. Any other questions? Thank you, Byron. I'm going to wrap this up pretty shortly. Do people patent their skills? No, I don't think so. Thank you, North. If I don't have any skills in the first place, how can I make skills for Amazon? Well, that's the whole point. I mean, I'm assuming everyone on this call probably has never made an Alexa skill, and that's what I'm teaching you how to do in my way. So Tina, once you log in, you'll have little buttons as you click on. It starts with the introduction, and you go through. Yeah, I mean, you can make the comparison to Google Apps, but it's not Google Apps, but you can make that comparison. Yeah. So Richard, you hit the nail on the head. Richard says, unless I've misunderstood this, there must be endless opportunities for selling skills to local businesses in every area. Yes, that is exactly my point. Every business, I mean, it's wide open. Chiropractors, real estate agents, you name it. I mean, and I show you how to get in front of these guys and girls. Thank you. No, you do not need an LLC to do this. And someone writes, this is overwhelming in a good way because they see the potential, and that's the best thing I can hear. Someone wrote, I can see a Google competitor to driverless car. Yeah, let's not do any driverless cars anytime soon. Who provides the skill? You are providing the skill, Denise. You are creating the skill. Do we need a website? No, you do not. Denise, this is all about creating Alexa skills, which is, I'm assuming you came in late. If you're on my list, you should get a replay to the webinar. Do I need a US bank account? No. If I sell this to a chiropractor, does the chiropractor provide the skill? No. What you would do is you'd set up my template, and you would tell the chiropractor what you could take from them. So that could be simple things, and I show you the exact simple process of what you could do. And you say, here's what I can do from you. I could take this, I could take your phone number, I could take this, and this. Here's what it would look like. And I'd have a strategy where you could, how you could get in with these people very easily. And then, so anyway, you're going to create a skill to their specifications. If they don't like it, you can take it down. And if you want to set it up this way, you can have them pay you monthly. And if they don't pay you 1 month, you take it down. You can do that too. Could you tell me what would be a good asking price for a business? I mean, enough that you could pay for this course for selling it to one business, that's for sure. I wish I could create a skill to put money in my bank account. Well, Randy, the potential is there to do just that. Okay, thank you, Christopher. Thank you for going through that. I have, once you purchase it, you have my email in the product. Thank you, Richard. Thank you, everybody. Anyone else before we get off the call here? Jeremy, do you have any thoughts if you're still there?
Yeah, I'm just excuse me. First of all, just thanks for everybody that came out that was from my list. I appreciate it. and I'm really excited. I want you to. I want any if you came here through me from one of my emails, I want you to send me an email and let me know what you thought about it. Um, I think it's an awesome opportunity. James has been talking about this for months and months. You have no idea. He and I talk on almost a daily basis on the phone and messenger and stuff. And I'm telling you, he has been going on about this for a while. And I'm right along there with him as far as how excited he gets about. I mean, it's just
It's insane.
incredible. It's incredible. Yeah.
And he can, and I'm not, there's no word of a lie. I get excited about a lot of things, but I have not been excited. I have not been as excited for something since I was with cryptocurrency. And then I was excited about that several years ago, and I still am big into cryptocurrency, with multiple six figures. So a couple of people said, hey, I can get this in a couple hours, different, and within a couple hours, Marquis, you can get this down. With anything, I mean, if you want to make 100 skills, yeah, it's going to take a little time to make 100 skills. But if you make 100 skills, you know how prolific you are. Just to make one skill is not going to be an issue with this product. But for most people outside of this setup, to make a skill, once you get into this world, once you see how easily it's done, you can be like, wow, it's nothing to make a skill. That's what this course is going to do. And that's the biggest highlight. That's the biggest thing I get from someone is like, oh my God, it was super simple. But you wouldn't know that unless you went through this kind of pain that I went through to get to this point. But that's my goal, is for you to go through this and be like, damn, this is super simple. And that's what it's all about for me. That's my whole goal, is for you to be like, wow, I can really do this. And I did it. And, okay. And I made this skill, and I made this skill, and I did this and this and this. And then some people are going to be like, man, I got my free Echo. The next person's going to say, I got my first check. The next person's going to say, I got a business. And then it just goes from there. And then you see the $2,000 products come out and that, rip this off. But you got in at much cheaper. So, but at the same time, I'm not saying that $297 is pennies. For a lot of people, that's a considerable purchase. So I appreciate you, whatever level you are on. I shouldn't say level, whatever your budget is, because everyone's different. And I mean that with the ultimate respect. And so I'm not taking your $297 lightly, but I do want you to know, but this is something that, in my opinion, is worth way more than that. Okay. That's how I want to say it. Yes, you have access to a group once you purchase it. You do have to put in your purchase details to get access to the group. Yes, Tess, you do need to set up an account, which is very easy to do. I'm sorry, Jeremy, go ahead.
No, I was just saying, hi, Val. Thanks for coming out.
All right, guys, we're going to wrap this up. I'm glad I was able to keep the presentation relatively short. I know we've talked for about 45 minutes with questions. Guys, pick this up. From the link. The price is going to rise, so don't hesitate. I'm 100%. I'm going to try and get the replay out to everybody, but the price is going to go up at least to $497. And as I continue to work on this, I'm probably going to add more to it, and then I'll probably charge like $997. That's how serious I am.
There's somebody who wants to pay with Bitcoin. Dan wants to pay with Bitcoin.
Can I pay with Bitcoin or Ethereum? Yes. I mean, I'm trying not to do that. I'm trying not, because once I say that, somebody say, well, can I pay? Someone says Bitcoin, someone says Ethereum, can I pay with that? And it gets to be kind of crazy. Someone has all these payment methods. I would prefer to be PayPal, just because it's easier to do that, keep track of sales and so on. Yeah, and I'll definitely give updates when I have new things. So you'll get access to the membership area as I put updates in there, because things are changing rapidly with this, like the ability using the source that I do to put in audio, not Alexa audio, but audio just like of you talking if you wanted to, or music. That just has become available relatively recently. So it's something that's dynamic, and it's going to continue to change. So guys, hopefully I answered the majority of your questions. If I missed somebody, I'm sorry. Thank you for everyone that stayed on the webinar later. Jeremy, thank you for your time. Jeremy really helped me out in terms of this presentation, so I can't thank him enough. And I'll do my best to get the replay out to you guys. Jeremy, will we have the replay on this page, or would we have it on a different page?
That's up to you.
Okay. All right, we'll talk about that. I don't know that it'll be on this page, guys, but we'll figure that out. But anyway, pick it up now because I will be raising up the price. Thank you, everyone. Have a great night. Thank you for everyone that purchased. Really appreciate you. Have a good night, guys.
Good night, everybody. Thanks for coming out.
Thanks.